Hey everyone, welcome to another Friday artwork video. So we're up to cards in my binder that are from Coldsnap. Again, with these I will actually include links to the original booster pack openings that I did for these, and any other links that I think are sort of pertinent to this. I've got a couple of theme decks that I also opened from this period, which I'll include links to as well. So yeah, let's go through this. So just here we're going through alphabetical order by colour basically, and I'll try and remember to flag up the rares. It's quite difficult with this set. Sometimes you can't see the colours so well because of the icicle symbol. So first up we have this nice foil. It is a rare as well, and as a consequence I don't have another copy of it. It's more likely to happen with the lower rarities. So, but I think you get the idea there. Valkyrie, so let's move on. So as always with these, I've just decided now going forward, and for a while I've been doing it, I'm going to just go through all the cards in the binder. So yeah, interesting artwork, and as we've seen, because when I did the corresponding set musings to this, and also this week's deck musings as well, you'll probably notice that obviously they're trying to do a job, somehow link this back to Ice Age and alliances, and yeah, so you might see that reflected in the artwork, certainly the mechanics as well. I suppose we should keep an eye out for things like Ripple, I think it was, which was specific to this set. But you're going to notice other things that are definitely from a bygone era, like cumulative upkeep, for instance. I don't think they really tried too hard to make the artwork the same as Ice Age era. I don't think there was a lot of point in doing that, but there are one or two nods, I think, in various pieces of artworks to that sort of style. But definitely most of these have a very, relatively speaking, a modern look to them. Obviously, as we've seen, and we won't see any here, but with the theme decks, they were including rebordered cards with artwork from Ice Age, cards from Ice Age, and cards from alliances that had been redone in modern card frames and were a feature of the theme decks. I really don't know what the motivation behind this particular set from Wizards was at the time. If anybody, can enlighten me or certainly include a link to an article, I'd be really interested. I mean, I know the circumstances around it, and the whole made-up backstory they had to discovering a sort of lost file, but beyond that, I don't know what possessed them to want to, go back specifically to the Ice Age block and try and reimagine the block. Okay, so you can see here, this has got recover on it, so that was a as far as I know, a new ability, keyword in this particular set. Okay, we're on to another foil now. So this time I do have both the foil and the non-foil, so let's do that. So the foily one, Oh, it's got ripple on it as well. So there we go. And I'm sure I've already mentioned it. I'll include a link to the original pack openings where I go through in a bit more detail the rules text, which is why I tend to, with these, obviously only dwell on the artwork. Okay. Final white card for this. Obviously with some of these, particularly the common ones, I've got multiple copies of stuff. There's only one point. Okay, I remember this. And this didn't come up actually when we were talking about this set, but this was the card Counterbalance. You also get cards like this. Flash Freeze got reprinted. So like ones that target specific colours of mana. There's a Frost Raptor, one of the ones with the you can pay it with mana from a snow permanent. Interesting like removal in this set as well. We'll see if we've got the some of the black removal that we would have seen in the deck musings I did. Yeah, and the whole thing with the power toughness. I did draft this set at least once on Magic the Gathering Online after it had been released, way after it had been released, when they did one of the, what do they call it, throwback drafts. I found it pretty difficult actually to draft. There's a card in particular that I remembered. It's going to come up in a moment. It just made me think of it. Yeah, there was this thing, so I don't know if you remember this. Counter target spell, unless its controller pays 2, plus an additional 2 for each card named Rune Snag in each graveyard. I think I tried to do something clever with a blue-black deck, but I just don't remember. And Rune Snag may have been part of that cleverness. It didn't turn out very clever in the end. Another card with Ripple 4. Also not sure what this did to standard at the time, so again, anybody else that was playing around this time, you know, building standard decks, what was the impact like? This set, I'd be curious to know. Oh, excellent. Okay, just seeing a card I was hoping we had. Okay, but not this next card. This is Thermal Flux, not the card I'd spotted in my binder. But so we're now moving on to black, and I just was happy to see this because this came up in the episode today of Deck Musings. It was in the from the theme deck. I just love the artwork on this. Okay. Yeah, see, that has a bit of an old school artwork look to it, doesn't it? But then this looks like something that would crop up around about the time of 10th edition. That's what that looks like to me. So, oh yeah, I remember this as well for some reason. Probably as always tends to be, you know, if you've ever drafted a set, but you know that's and opened like, you know, I've opened probably what 10 packs of real cards, equivalent of 10 packs, and then drafted this probably once, and so you know, tends to be like anything in that situation. It's the commons I tend to remember the most. Got this school. Another one that I remember for some reason. Maybe I ended up. This is I think that's an uncommon. It is difficult to see, but yeah, it's uncommon. That was your uncommon conditional removal with recover on it as well. So yeah, a bit of graveyard shenanigans here. We have a vanilla creature, rather appropriate seeing as we've been looking at an old school set. You know, this week's Set Musings episode, the triumphant return of Set Musings, I hasten to add, did feature a lot of vanilla creatures. Well, this is not time I've looked at the set in a while, and I'm really quite excited to see what we get once we get past the modern coloured stuff. Although I think it's just the case that I pulled a lot of duplicates in this set. I'm just trying to think, relatively speaking, whether this was a small set or not. Yeah, definitely worth revisiting. One of my, I did do a Set Musings for this, but I tend not to watch those back so I don't spoil the excitement of looking at cards I've not looked at for a while. So. Yeah, there was a lot of ripple here actually. We got it on several cards so far. A flying zombie knight. But is it a zombie that became a knight, or a knight? Or a zombie that was originally a knight? We do have a rare, I think. Did we have no rares in black? Wow, okay. So here's a red rare to make up for that. But it does have cumulative upkeep on it, sadly. Rearranging my binder here. Oh, is that another rare? It is. So another red rare. Fury of the Horde. Nice elemental there. Though not too, artwork's not too weird and mind bending. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Forgot about this card. Icefall. Well, it looks like all my rares, or a lot of them, were in red. Here's another rare in red. And I've just spotted a few cards ahead of an upcoming legend. Like I think I mentioned in the Musings episode, there's interesting legends in this set. And some of them are pretty niche. But yeah, coming up in a moment. Here's an X-Spell. Oh no, what am I saying? Yeah, so it's odd because it's deals X-Spell to target creature player where X is 3 plus the number of charge counters on it. Discard a land card, put 2 charge counters on Lightning Storm. You may choose a new target for any player. Yep. Okay, so the next rare in red is this. So a legend. 3/3. Barbarians, warriors, and berserkers get +2/+2 and have haste. It's a legendary creature, human lord, and it is Lovisa Cold Eyes. So there's your modern red, mono red barbarian, warriors, and berserkers. DH deck. Commander. Martyr of the Ashes. Did I miss? I may have missed this. If not, I do apologise for putting it on twice, but sometimes it's actually very difficult to talk and rearrange a binder at the same time. But I actually prefer doing it this way than having a stack. Because I literally took these out of the binder just a few seconds ago. So I'll bring you Yeti. Hawkish Light Painter, okay. Yeah, I remember these, I have no recollection at all. funny. There's a bit of weird happy accident this, and I'll do a bit of a plug for another video on another channel. So last night I was having a bit of trouble getting to sleep, and I was listening to a recent video. I think it was about put out 3-4 days ago. I don't know if anybody watches my channel also subscribes to the Alt Shift X channel, and he was recently doing a couple of videos about series Jon Snow versus book Jon Snow, and it was really interesting, really cool. I mean, I fell asleep about halfway through, but the video is 2 hours long, so I got to sleep eventually, but it did end up keeping me awake for about an hour because I was really both enthralled but getting super relaxed, because I find listening to his voice incredibly relaxing when he does the sort of long form planned out videos, I think. But there was a follow-up one that I didn't get to watch, or listen to, which was I think was it like a live one maybe, which I think is about 6 hours long, but so I want to check that one out as well. So yeah, it was Alt Shift X recent videos. There's a ton of, if you like your Game of Thrones, then yeah, it's definitely. Well, if you do, you probably know about the channel already. A real druid. Where did I grab that from? Anyway, I digress. But just, yeah, not surprisingly, when I do sort of snow-filled set, it makes me think of Game of Thrones and the North. Yes, the North remembers. Where have I got that? Yeah, okay. Better try and focus again because I'm losing my place in the binder. Yeah, here's a green rare. Here's a green rare for you. Remember this one? Anybody that's familiar with Coldsnap? Into the North. There we go. Is that a camel? I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm long overdue for a rewatch of Game of Thrones. Although I think I was thinking this morning I should really read the books again. I think I got to about the 3 books in. I've got the ones that have been written as part of the Game of Thrones series. I have them in paperback. But, I also have that really lovely hardback book that was created, I think, initially by fans of the series that had a website. And I should maybe, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but if anybody wants me to do a flick through of that Game of Thrones book, it's a real big one, a real lovely hardback. Oh yeah, I can do that, no problem. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember this for some reason. It's a snake. mean, the trouble I find is that there's just so many good sort of sci-fi and fantasy-based channels out there. I don't really bother talking about it because, you know, they just do it so much better than I could ever do. But if there are any fantasy series, and I know I've talked a little bit about and shown some Tolkien stuff, but I did start collecting a number of sort of classic fantasy and sci-fi books that came out on, I'm trying to remember the name of the publisher, but they did a whole load of stuff, one after the other. They were releasing month by month in the 2000s. I still have those, so if anybody wants me to talk a little bit about sort of classic fantasy and sci-fi, I'm, you know, up for it. Okay, so it's a rare. So we've got a few, only a few multicoloured here. Colours here. So your Diamond Fairy, another very strange legendary creature. They may have even done a Commander Fodder stroke Commander Durdle episode on that one, possibly. Okay, so after this, last 5 cards, and they are going to be, move that out of the way, alphabetical order. So, as came up, there's this cycle of taplands, which are also snowlands, and I have, looks like here, 4 out of the 5. Because they were actually at uncommon, so that's pretty interesting that I ended up with so many of those. I seem to have 2 of these, so I wonder if they messed around with the slots, maybe. Who knows? So that means, looking at those 4, what are we missing? So we've got green, white, white, blue, black, green, black, red. So yeah, the blue, black we don't have. But we do have this. And I was mentioning about seeing this before when I was talking about this in the Deck Musings episode. We were talking about snowlands. And there we go, the mouth of Runnon. So that's how I remember it, is from opening these packs up. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. That's brought a smile to my face for lots of different reasons. Often it's, you know, other things that these sets, for whatever reason, remind me of. Thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.